Today I'm going to show you the basics on how to get an old snowmobile running again, specifically the carbureted engines, and walk through the key components that allow these small engines to run efficiently and push us through the snow. We've certainly done a lot of fixing and reviving of snowmobiles on this channel, so I think I can touch on the subject.
Dude! Yes! Woo! Yay.
70s, Hardcat Panther, early 2000s.
These things have been sitting here for literally 20 years.
Oh my god, that is horrible.
Whoa!
Dude, look at that. Oh, the old Yamaha. That might have been the leftover power shot. Just died right here on the main road at least. We're not too far from town.
Down, put this guy right through it.
Maybe you've got a sled that's been sitting a while, or maybe your sled just died on you randomly, or maybe you just want to learn a little bit about small engines and snowmobiles. Whatever the reason you're watching right now, this video should provide some insight for you. Okay, first thing, we're going to take it down to the basics here. For a gasoline engine to run properly, you need fuel, you need oxygen, and you need spark. So these sleds have combustion engines, and that's going to require fuel to power the combustion process. And to aid the combustion process, you need an ample, clean air supply. The spark is what initiates the combustion cycle, and using fuel and oxygen to essentially create an explosion to power the engine. All three of these are really important, and without all three of these ingredients working in sync with one another, your motor is not going to run properly. And what better of a test subject than this old Yamaha 340 that's just been sitting around collecting dust for a while. So we'll use what we talk about in this video to get this thing back up and running. The first thing we're going to do, and perhaps the easiest check of this whole thing, is the spark test. Now you can either buy a spark tester online pretty cheap, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, which I am going to do right here, by unscrewing your spark plugs one at a time, and with the plug wire still attached, propping it against a clean, non-painted metal. And now with your kill switch in the start position, pull the machine over. What you're looking for here is a nice, bright, crisp blue spark coming from the tip of the plug to the bolt. If your sled fails this test on one or both plugs, you have a spark issue and you should not run your snowmobile. I won't go down that rabbit hole in this video because it can be numerous things, but I can make another video on how to diagnose this in the future if requested. Looks like our enticer here has got some good spark, so we will now do a fuel check and make sure the fuel is fresh and clean. If your sled's been sitting for a while, I'm talking like 2 or 3 months, with fuel in your tank and your carburetor, you might be looking at some old gas. And old compromised gas is not going to ignite well. Not to mention your carburetors may be getting gummed up too and perform poorly, if at all. If you have bad gas or you just want to check, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can check fuel from your fuel line by detaching the line from the carburetor and allowing it to pour into a cup. Or you can remove the tank entirely and pour it into a container. Or you can get one of these pumps to stick it in the tank and siphon the gas out. Either method, you're going to want to assure that you get all of the bad gas out of the tank. And before you pour fresh gas back into the tank, there's more to your fuel system, and likely the bad gas has traveled from your fuel lines into your carburetor. We're going to remove this as well, even though much less bad gas could be in it. Adding fresh gas to old gas still gives you old gas. Look at that. We got some insulation in here, which means the mice have been getting to it. We're going to check our air box for sure after this. It's a good time to check the fuel filter, which is attached to your fuel line, obviously, right down there. Looking at mine, it looks pretty clean. We'll now perform a thorough cleaning of this carburetor, dumping any fuel and removing all the components, including the floats, ports, washers, jets, etc. Everything gets cleaned. Be sure to remember what goes where, especially if some components are very similar to each other. Even the smallest bit of debris can cause a plug in your carburetor system and prevent your engine from running. As a side note too, ultrasonic cleaners do a great job at cleaning carburetor components, especially with the extra dirty carb. This carburetor seems to be fairly clean, but we'll make sure to spray everything down thoroughly, get in every port and groove with our cleaner. Scrub any debris or film with a light brush. There we have it. Now with a clean carburetor, we're going to put it back in the enticer, making sure to attach things exactly how they were. Add some fresh gas to our clean tank. The last thing I want you to do is check your air box. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I've seen things like mouse nests or leaves or sticks and everything jammed in the air box. So it's critical to have a clean, dust-free filter and air box to avoid anything getting sucked in the engine and causing damage. See that? You can even see a hole where the mouse buried himself in. Everywhere I go, I always find mice. Unbelievable. So a friendly reminder to always check your air box at the start of the season. So now that we know we have sufficient spark, we have fresh gas, our fuel line and carburetor are cleaned out, and we have a clean air box. It's time to pull this snowmobile over and see if we get that beautiful explosion we're looking for. Now be aware, it might take a higher amount of pulls to start after this process, since you need to get the fuel from the tank to run through the lines and into your carburetor. There we go, friends. We've successfully gone through the top 3 components of our engine, and we have it running like a charm. Make sure you check your fluids, monitor your belt, look for any fire hazards, etc. before you head out into the snow. And let me know down in the comments if there's any other elements to the operation of snowmobiles you'd like to see on this channel, perhaps more in depth. Just let me know. Thanks for watching, my friends. I appreciate you, and God bless.